Hello, so my name is Leah Ju, and this is my video for my Culminative research project for data management. I did my project on something that's quite important to me as a student, which was whether outside factors such as a part-time job or extracurricular activities affected a student's grades, and whether those effects were positive or negative. So my hypothesis before I started my research was that both factors would definitely have a negative impact because the student will be spending time away from their school work to do other work. So I definitely thought that it would hinder students' grades. So I started with the factor that I wanted to find out most about, which was the part-time jobs, because I personally have a part-time job, and I wanted to know if I should quit that job for school or if it would benefit me in any way to keep the job. So for these results, I was actually quite surprised because the GPA was actually higher for students that worked 1 to 10 hours a week compared to students that didn't work. So it was 0.02% higher for students that worked 1 to 10 hours per week. But unfortunately, the more hours that they worked past 11 hours, the GPA just kept going down and down and down, and it was pretty much like a downward slope from there on. Now, the second factor that I looked at was extracurricular activities and whether they would affect a student positively or negatively. So I found from the American National Center for Education Statistics that from senior high school students that an attachment to the school environment and to students and other students and teachers actually prevents failing or dropping out of the school. And eventually the attachment to the school becomes success, academic success, and continuing on to a higher level of education. They also found that there was a definite correlation between students that were participating in an activity and students who didn't participate in an activity. And this was regardless of whether the school was an affluent school or whether it was a not very affluent school. It really depended on the student's personal upbringing, I think. I used something called the socioeconomic status to explain this, and it was that students of lower socioeconomic status didn't tend to participate in activities, while higher socioeconomic students did participate, and therefore they had higher marks. So in conclusion, I think that both of them do have a positive effect on student GPAs, and they can definitely help improve a student's grades. Not to mention the extra benefits it gives, like responsibility or time management, or just having something to put on your resume. I think that they're definitely recommended for students to participate in. Thank you.